As a do-it-yourself girl queen, about to make me some waist beads. I've been trying to get my steps in, you know, shape up, defrost from winter time for the summertime. So I looked online and the prices I was seeing for some waist beads, I said,
why y'all charging that much?
I'm a 3D print a bead spinner because that's what I see people use, right? Okay, stay with me. And then I got my supplies. I got a little clasp. The idea is going to be that I wear it all the time, but if I need to take it off, I will have the option to. I already had thread. This is just from my thread collection because my sewing machine is right back there. I looked up and it said polyester is going to be the best. It was between like polyester and nylon. It said do not use cotton. And so I said, oh, I already have polyester thread. And this is pretty thick because this is for coats, I believe. Outdoor coats. So thread secured. This is the only other thing that I had to actually buy were the beads, and I got the 𝕊𝕤𝕚𝕚𝕚 seed beads. This was by Miyuki, and this is supposed to be a good brand. I thought it looked really cute, like little crystals, and I thought this color should go with everything. This was like $12. I always see them using like this curved needle, and so I just went into my sewing supplies, which are back there, and I picked out these needles because they're pretty long, so I'm hoping I can fit a good amount of beads on them. I'm trying to print. I recently moved my 3D printer over into this corner, but there is a slight slope. I had the perfect plan until everything just started going to shreds, you say? So I had to re-level it like a few times, and then now the filament is not feeding through the 3D printer, and so it's not coming out. And so it might be a wraps on the bead spinner. I was just gonna print like a real small one. Now the option is frustrate myself with my 3D printer, which I might just step away from it, or I can just thread it all by hand. Because like maybe I just don't even really need it because I'm just making these for me. Like I'm not trying to sell them, and so I don't need it really quickly. So I think I'm just gonna have to go the hand route. I feel like this would just be so much easier with a 3D printed bead spinner, and so I'm gonna try this one more time. Okay, please, if you could just cooperate. All right, I'm gonna heat you up. I feel like there is a clog in here. I don't know. Also, if you get a thermal runaway error on your 𝕊𝕤𝕚𝕚𝕚 3 Pro, try plugging it in directly to the wall first, or plugging into another power source besides an extension cord, and see if that fixes your issue, because I actually took this thing apart thinking that it was a thermistor or maybe the heat break, something like that, and all I had to do was just plug it in. So yeah, now you know. Well, 𝕊𝕤𝕚𝕚 that because I'm actually getting the error again. Yay! This is absolutely what I wanted! I've done it. I finally got it printing. But I'm thinking that the nozzle is a little too high up. So these are just the bed leveling squares just to make sure everything is functioning properly. Then I'm going to measure my waist. I want it to be at the high part of my waist, which is where your stomach kind of caves in. I'm gonna lift the squishmallows. Okay, so that is going to be 38. I'm gonna have to do 38 inches plus a couple of inches just to play around with for wiggle room, so I'm gonna do 43. I'm gonna double this over. I don't know if you can see the thread because it's a nude color. I'm going to add a little knot here to the very end. A few videos that I saw said to get it just as close to the end as possible. I can't remember if I need to double knot it, but I always double knot just in case my first knot wasn't good enough. Take my fingers, wrap it around, and then I'll take my thumb, open it up, and pull the end piece through. Use my index finger to push it through the loop I just made. And then I'll just use this finger just to guide the knot as far down as possible. Try to get it right on top of that first knot. Like that. It's voila. The bed leveling squares are looking okay. Not the best work, but I don't know, I just need it to be functional enough for me to just print this little bead spinner. I had to take my wig off because your girl is tired and I just finished streaming. I don't know why I decided I wanted to do this, and it's like 11:43 at night. And I have work tomorrow. I made the mistake of making this knot too big before I put on this screw-on piece. And so you want the screw-on piece facing the two tails at the end. And so what I ended up doing was I just threaded it through this bottom end here. So if you make the same mistake, there you go. Try not to double knot it until you put this hardware on. And this is hypoallergenic stainless steel because I'm allergic to the nickel. So I end up getting this hardware, which is a little bulky, but I just want to make sure I don't have an allergic reaction. The bed leveling squares are done. And they don't look too bad, so I think I'm just gonna print. Is it perfect? No. But you know what? For my New Year's resolution, even though it is like 5 months into the year, I am trying to not reach for perfection, which is very hard for me. But this, I feel like this feels good enough. It is way past my bedtime, so I'm actually gonna call it a night for today and finish this up tomorrow. Now that we have the bed leveled, we can go ahead and do our print for our bead spinner. And this was a very small bead spinner. I didn't need much. This is also just a hand turning bead spinner. So you just put it on the smaller piece and that spins the beads inside of there. I kind of started with a little bit of beads first because I wasn't sure how many beads that I needed. But honestly, you should just put in a whole bunch of beads. More beads helps it jump onto the needle a lot easier, just in my experience. Also, this needle is definitely just a makeshift needle that I just put together with some wire that I had laying around. And voila! The waist beads are complete. They can come apart, so if I need to take it off for whatever reason, I can. I actually ended up giving these to my mom just because I wanted mine to sit up a lot higher. Now I'm ready for my hot girl summer, and I'll catch y'all next time. Okay, bye!